That night at Funimation. Okay, so this is a time where we truly get to put our skills to a test. This is the year of the Tekaichi. I have to say, this was hard, this is incredible, this is a very vigorous versus battle. The first battle was with me and Matimo. And I did defeat Matimo. So, if you didn't know, the two strongest in Funimation right now are Matt and Alberto. And Alberto is the leader of the Platinum Boys. I am the leader of Funimation along with Sean Shimmer and Christopher Sabat. I was the leader of several hip-hop companies before, but the differences between me and Alberto was his stayed consistent. His never went mainstream, but I was always mainstream, but remained disrespected. Alberto then graduate public school, so he doesn't know what the fuck is this thing called respect. I'm embarrassed. Things that happened to me in high school didn't happen to Alberto because he got saved by a gang. Imagine having to adapt to society, still having to wear your chain, and being corrected by stopping white people. I couldn't deal with him because I was scared to go to jail, but if he was put in that same situation, he would rock them instantly. It was a very controversial battle. This is somebody who could have been mainstream, who got mainstream because I put him back on, but somebody who knew why not to be mainstream, but I struggled with being mainstream, but he literally stayed away from all the stories that he knew I was going to have. This versus battle is Moodtrix versus King of Platinum. There's this thing where we pick two cartoons that are both based off of conspiracy theory, and Alberto chose Courage the Cowardly Dog, and I chose Johnny Test, but I picked the right episode of Johnny Test. Although I am very powerful, Alberto will always beat me in terms of judgment because he's been socializing for longer. I was watching Dragon Ball Z, he was begging on the block. It used to be usually, I used to go down to the liquor store, I used to say, hey, what's up, Alberto? Now I'm all grown up, and now we're both pushing weight. This is somebody who was there when hip-hop first started, who breathed the shit hip-hop in and out, and I have a shitload of tricks. My last victory wasn't Matt, and the thing about this battle is this is about the transformation I'm about to have from Matt, the Z-Zap transformation, where I have a character in my manga named Zap. Zap transforms into Z-Zap from the Rugrats episode All Grown Up. And he gets with Silent J, aka Matty Mo, in order to gain a power-up. Bad on top of bad for this versus battle special. So I view Johnny Test as a Yu-Gi-Oh card, but I make sure to play the right card at the right time. I'm already heavy on strategy, so Alberto hit me with my gauge, but I'm super fucking strong, I know what to do 24/7. So let's start off for Alberto. How hard did Alberto come? Alberto picked an episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog, Hard Drive Courage. Courage gets stuck in a computer stimulation. Now I heavily felt swindled, outsmarted, out-free-witted by this move. First off, Alberto's a Platinum Boy, so he doesn't really fuck with cartoons, but he picked the title, Hard Drive Courage. Lily, like, hey, you little ass nigga, do you know how to drive Lily? So that's how he started off. So he picked the episode, Hard Drive Courage. It actually turned out to be his favorite. First off, I just thought that he was literally fucking about to do go-kart racing. It turned out fucking Courage hacking it into a computer and actually going into the virtual world. He had amazing CG animation, Matrix coding, and it even got down to a point when Courage was covered in Matrix lettering. So our rap name is Moodtrix. I felt heavily insulted by this. More and more I tried to belittle because I learned how to belittle in the animation rap league. You can get away with saying, hey, I fucked you in the ass, hey, I broke your arm. I couldn't ignore a big ass snake with Matrix lettering, and then guess what happens to a snake literally when he pops out his head? A booger is coming out of his nose. Very big of a sneak diss because I have allergies. Burrow came at me the toughest and most lyrical way possible. Nigga was blocking the Matrix in and out. Shit started off with gelatin like E40. The first thing when I saw the gelatin, I thought that I was fucking shook like fuck, man. Lily has already started off. E40, he's on the computer. The most I could do was call him a nerd, but then who edits the videos? I was heavily there. First off, I'm the one fucking playing on my computer all the time. He's fucking, I mean, that one blonde nigga from Code Lyoko. Now he's dissing my rap name. Heavily diss. But one thing I have the advantage of is Courage the Cowardly Dog is a little kid show, therefore it's heavy on morals, but the structure in the actual Academy reference that Alberto had was A+, literally 10 out of 10. There was no way I could top that in terms of script writing. Definitely had better writing, better visuals. However, Courage the Cowardly Dog has an age restriction. My test is a little bit more immature, and since I have been trained with Matty Mo, I do know how to work with the words can and vending machine archetype. Alberto picked the episode, I was trying to get my Z-Zap transformation. No, I'm normally really strong where it comes to versus battles because I've been studying cartoons for years, so I know which cartoon, which not to pick. So I chose Johnny Test, no guy was at a disadvantage. Episode ending where Alberto literally gained a 10 out of 10. It was hard, it was ruthless, and that was platinum. But I am a wise man who has the mindset of somebody who was there before technology started. I'm not afraid of this tin can who claims to be platinum. test is a little bit more immature, so there's a lot more that I can work with. Therefore, you may have picked Curtis and Cowardly Dog, but I chose a show where the main character has a fucking pet dog named Dookie. And Dookie about the fucking butt Becky Ball. Alberto may have picked the better series. I have been training with Matty Mo. I chose your test, you already know I was working at half strength. Now, it's my turn. Like, this is hard. This nigga just flipped my name all throughout this solo battle. I'm like, the only way to beat this nigga is to become a superhero. Superhero it was, so I chose the episode, Johnny X Again. It was hilarious. We started off with jokes. Alberto's episode was very ambient and didn't really have a lot of comedy, but had a really good plot point. When it came to entertainment, Eris was hitting them with hook after hook. Automatically start my episode off for a lemonade stand with Dookie. Recognize that there's threat in town, so Johnny and Dookie are far racketerie. And literally, Alberto was starting getting scared. Literally, I chose this episode, that episode. I literally flipped this nigga's name and had him in the bag. But I know lore, I know Marvel comics, I know how things play out. So it was a pretty good fight. And Alberto thought he had me with a story like, boom, goes another joke, boom, goes another joke. I don't understand. There was comedy all throughout the motherfucking Lily. His shit was all serious, and then I come back with Eminem. Oh no! Alberto felt like he was fighting an android, pulling off the crimson shit. That was crazy because we're both old now and we both know how to fight. It's not Lil Moody buying candy at the liquor store anymore. It's actually me being a grown-ass man versus you being a grown-ass man. He understands the meaning behind every single hit. And literally, I was capping on top of capping on top of capping. My episode was nothing but consistent. His episode literally longer and dragged out, but mine was 15 minutes long. Mine was twice as entertaining within a short time frame. You did know I'm known for giving drip substance. Everything you diss, I add quality on top of it. It came down to the judges and it actually ended up, a flat out tie. Time where Kendrick critique because every single fucking note that Alberto hit me with, I captured a giant test episode. So the only way to determine the winner was plot. So Alberto barely won because of the plot. But the exact same level of entertainment, exact same level of intensity. The only reason why Alberto won is because he chose the better episode. I definitely made the right moves at the right time. Alberto came at me this way and that way. I thought ducking and throwing haymakers, but he already got me in the scheme. Got me where it came to territory. And recognizing, culture. So, if it was an actual competition in real life, like really everybody would be in my favor. I'd be, the more preferred character. But he would obviously win because he chose the very episode. We matched everything together. So I matched up his quality with comedy. He chose Spirited Away. I chose Ratatouille. It was very hard, and the only reason why I won is because when you watch this shit, I'm like, come on, man, just look at the way this shit looks. Of course he's gonna win. But then you watch my episode, and it makes you regret everything you say. Conclusion: I matched Alberto point for point, bar for bar. Alberto won because of the meaning and the idea of the episode. In conclusion, the winner was Alberto. I said me and him were the exact same level of rap. I wasn't joking. Grown ass man and 3 children, but I got them by going to conventions like Marvel comics and shit. Alberto adapted to the hip-hop game where, it reveals a lot of people are averse to this shit, but he adapted to everything when it first started. So, I'm still a square, but I put some weight because I learned a lot about civilization. Alberto barely beat me. It was definitely at half strength for a full concept. I worked very hard for a year in the hyperbolic time chamber, and rigorous results of my training. Even though I did defeat Matty Mo, all the training for a hyperbolic time chamber, I still wasn't able to beat Alberto. The winner is Alberto, King of Platinum.